The Super Mario series has to be, overall, one of the most consistent quality series in gaming. However, one game always has to be better than another. And even though some of these games have been so amazing, that doesn't mean there haven't been Mario games that have been, at least in comparison, bad. That is why today I want to show you my top 10 list of the worst and best Mario games. We'll start off with the 10th worst, then 10th best, then 9th worst, and so on. Starting off with the 10th worst, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's sadly not the hit Nintendo wanted it to be. Now, I've never played Metroid, but that's basically because I like my platformers to be about platforming, and the gimmicks in Mario Wonder make it feel more like a side game than the next 2D mainline game. The power-ups are mostly useless, the level design is, when you ignore the few gimmicks it does have, pretty much just okay, average, and while the non-linear progression is kinda fine, it is still really limited in some areas. The 10th best game on our list is Super Mario Bros. Yes, as we all know, the global gaming industry would be basically completely dead without this one game, though it has aged kind of poorly in recent times. The jumping feels off, and as important as this game is for gaming history, it's kind of hard to compete against all of the amazing sequels that it spawned. The 9th worst game is, surprisingly, Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese one. It's basically a DLC pack for Mario 1 before DLCs existed. It's just way too hard, way too BS, and it's basically just a worse ROM hack of Mario 1. The 9th best game is Super Mario Galaxy. Wow, this game really feels, sounds, and plays great. So why is it so low on the tier list? Well, for what it spawned, this game was the start of the linearization and simplification of Mario. While games before had you actively talking with NPCs and basically solving quests, this game is basically all about going from level to level in a mostly linear fashion. And because of that, the 8th worst game is Super Mario Galaxy 2. A glorified DLC for Super Mario Galaxy only released because the Wii couldn't handle installs of full-on DLCs, only WiiWare, so we just got an inferior level pack with a basic level select as a full-on second game. It is fun for what it is, don't get me wrong, but it furthered this linearization and simplification of Mario games, even removing the first game's story to replace it with a far less impactful one. The 8th best game is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. While the DS game definitely showed people that 2D gaming still had potential, New Super Mario Bros. Wii showed that 2D games had space on home consoles, and what an upgrade this game was. 4-player, real-time multiplayer, a ton of new levels. The Koopalings weren't stale yet, so they were unique and cool, and overall, the game just had great level design. Just about the only issue of this game is that while it's so decent overall, it may lack the wow factor and charm some of the older games have. It's kind of smooth and manufactured, but it's still an absolutely great game. Going from mainline games to side ones, Mario Party 1 is the 7th worst Mario game. It is horribly unfair, most of the best minigames aren't even present yet, and worst of all, it is actively harmful to you if you try to play it effectively. However, the 7th best Mario Party game has to be Mario Party 10. It's very underrated. It features the 5-player Bowser mode, where the car mechanic actually makes sense, as you are all trying to run from Bowser. The classic game still exists, though you still need an amiibo for it, which of course everybody has, but with the 5 mainline boards and 10 amiibo boards, it's otherwise pretty standard. It's just a shame the Bowser mode never really made a return. The 6th worst Mario game is Mario Kart 8. Now, by itself, Mario Kart 8 is a fun game and a pretty fun Mario Kart. But this is the reason why Nintendo got so lazy. They basically refused to create a new Mario Kart game for the next 11 years. It may be good on its own merits, but considering it lengthened the time between the Mario Kart games from 3 years to 11, I think it overall did way more harm than good. The 6th best Mario game is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It was the first Smash game to be released on a console with a huge potential audience, which helped Nintendo iron out many of Melee's flaws, in order to just make it that much better. Combine that with many fan-favorite characters like Snake and Sonic getting featured in it, and it might just be the most iconic Smash game. Ultimate may be good, but I feel it's too bloated for its own good, and that's why Brawl is featured here instead. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is the 5th worst Mario game. I mean, look at it, they basically took the Wii game, put it onto the DS, changed the worlds around a little bit, then added the nostalgia bait Mario 3 power-up without even making levels that properly utilize it, then they added the stupid coin gimmick which doesn't add anything to the game as you can't even do anything, there's no shop, and said, yeah, here you go. Is there any wonder that this game is 5th worst on the list? Going from the 5th worst to the 5th best, Super Mario Bros. 3 is the greatest NES game of all time, and the best 2D Mario game. It feels so good to play. It's iconic, the power-ups are so unique and varied, though it's a shame we haven't seen many of them in a modern release. While it's hard to find one specifically huge standout thing from this otherwise great game, it is also nigh impossible to find any negative traits. But negative traits exist in the 4th worst Mario game, New Super Mario Bros. U. I didn't know if I wanted to rate this one above or below New Super Mario Bros. 2 in terms of its terribleness, but at least 2 has a gimmick, at least it tried, and at least 2 came out first, so this one has even less of an excuse. It's just Wii again, but worse, on a console where you can play the Wii game anyways. It's so similar to Wii, releasing it so close to the Wii U's launch probably seriously hurt its sales. If only that system had a 3D Mario. But you know what's a far more beloved Nintendo console that launched with a 3D Mario? The GameCube with Mario Sunshine, the 4th best Mario game. It's just iconic, the music is great, the story is less so, but it's still iconic. It showed that you don't need to have every Mario game have the same themes of Grass World, Desert World, Ice World, Fire World to be good. You can just have one consistent theme and differentiate levels by the characters, theming, and level design present in them. It's truly a work of art. But the 3rd worst game has none of that. Hotel Mario. Nintendo would have been crazy to release this game, which is why it was released on the Philips CDI instead, a console which thankfully nobody bought. It's a good thing too, because just about the only good thing about this game is that nobody cares about it. The 3rd best game, however, has a lot of people who care about it. The best Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64. It was the first Mario Kart that was in true, real 3D, probably basically even the first good racing game to even be in 3D. Definitely the best racing game of the 90s at least. And even though it was such an early game, it was absolutely iconic. It has no stupid gimmicks, it's just a rock-solid, high-quality racing game mode with a ton of iconic tracks and a brilliant battle mode. And oh, the tracks. Wario Stadium, Luigi Raceway, Moo Moo Farm, Banshee Broadwalk, Toad's Turnpike. There aren't even any bad ones, it's incredible. The 2nd worst Mario game is Paper Mario, The Origami King. Yes, Sticker Star was bad and Color Splash really didn't try to fix its issues, but it's even more offensive that 2 games in, the 3rd one is still not able to fix what was broken after Super. No partners in combat, a boring simple battle system, backtracking, it's all there, negatively. It's not a bad game per se, there are things to be enjoyed, but it's just offensive. They still can't figure out how to make a Paper Mario. Thank God we at least got the remake of TTYD. Maybe that's gonna teach them how to make an actually good Mario RPG. The second best game here is Super Mario 3D Land. It was the first original 3D Mario on a handheld, and it was absolutely great. It simplified the levels and the game for mobile play, with shorter, linear, and more replayable stages over huge, sprawling fields, which was great. The levels themselves were also a lot of fun and extremely well designed. Now, the worst Mario game is definitely Mario is Missing. There's just no other game that can truly compare. It's basically just a game where you run around answering trivia questions because Luigi's too afraid to enter Bowser's castle himself. So I would assume chronologically this happens before Luigi's Mansion. And the best Mario game is no other than Mario 64, let's be real. If you were gaming in 1996, this was basically the only game which mattered. All other 1996 games, come on. Pilot Wing 64 and Mario Kart 64, yeah, they were good, but nothing else compares to the actual progenitor of 3D gaming. Most games in 1996 were 2D anyways, and the ones that weren't really any good either, not until Mario showed them the way. We wouldn't really even have modern 3D gaming without Mario 64, just as we wouldn't have gaming at all without Super Mario Bros. And that's why it's on the first place in this list. And finally, the dishonorable mention, DK Bonanza. It basically replaced a 3D Mario launch title, but it's a good game in its own right, so it's not featured here. And I would also have to add The Thousand Year Door as an honorable mention because it's just a bit too much of an RPG to be featured on the list of the best Mario games. Now, some of you might be thinking, looking at that video date, some of these opinions are a bit weird. And I would agree because they're not mine. They were carefully constructed to make the video funny. Don't leave yet, don't leave yet. This video was a combined effort from multiple people where we tried to basically create the most inflammatory, stupidest top 10 best and worst video on YouTube. I was inspired by some, like, late 2000s, early 2010s, cheaply quickly made, like, Wikipedia research slop, and, I basically tried to replicate a bunch of the Nintendo Mario YouTuber stereotypes, you know. I've never played Metroid, even if I have full Let's Plays of multiple Metroid games on the channel. If you're a long-time viewer, that probably caught you off guard because, like, oh, wait a minute, he's played Metroid before. But yeah, if that didn't tip you off, hello. This is the funny zone. I also realized that no matter like how many of the funny things I put in my technical videos, I feel like they'll never reach the levels of the videos that are just kind of funny. So if this thing gets enough views, I'll make 2 videos. Number 1, I'll make an honest list of the games that I think do deserve their placements without the stupid entries like Hotel Mario or non-Mario games like Brawl, and I'll do a second video where I'll take a look at all of the non-jokey games on the list and genuinely give my thoughts on them and some more, because I think there may be a bit of value in explaining my thoughts to you because they're unique, let's put it that way. It's kind of actually difficult to make, like, a top 10 worst Mario games genuinely, because, yeah, sure, the lost levels kinda suck, and Sunshine is pretty fucking broken. There's no Mario 06, no Mario and the Secret Rings, no Mario Heroes, Mario, Forces, you know? There's nothing so bad that you could fill up a full top 10 worst roster. By game 3 or 4, unless you're picking out, like, random garbage like Hotel Mario or whatever, you're gonna end up running into video games that are just, like, fine. Also, Odyssey isn't on the list because at the time I wrote the scripts originally half a year ago, I never played it. And then, like a month later, I finally got and played the game, and I wasn't that into it until I reached, like, the Wooded Kingdom stage, and then, like, instantly everything clicked. I kind of I do like the dinosaur, but if I want more dinosaurs, I would just play Turok. Oh, actually, no, wait, Turok is a giant heap of shit. I would play Dino Crisis. You know Dino Crisis? I know Dino Crisis. I've never played it.